that never enough feeling, it won't go away from doing more, accomplishing more, working harder, being more perfect. I see you. I tried hard in order to perfect my body, in order to achieve as much as I could, in order to get those perfect scores. Emptiness and that yearning remained. And what people don't talk about and pushes us to hide and to recoil is that what often is driving those feelings of never enoughness is shame. And toxic shame often comes from childhood experiences that may be beyond our scope of consciousness. And when we consider the needs that weren't met, can bring up a lot of feelings. And I reflected back and learned the importance of having a lens of compassion, curiosity, and non judgment. And if you received physical, emotional, sexual abuse, you never deserved any of that. We all are worthy of love, safety, respect, feeling wanted and cared for. The topic of shame is important because if we explore it, we can figure out how to process through it. When we shine a light on shame and give ourselves what we truly need, self-love, to all parts of ourself, unconditional love for who we truly are, a sense of belonging that's based on our authentic self. Trauma and shame often lead us to abandon parts of ourself. And when we are not living in integrity, it impacts us in the mind, body, and the spirit. So as we come into this new year, or any time that you are listening to this will be relevant, we are often focused on creating goals that will help us in feeling more enough. Have you already done it? What are the goals that you created for yourselves or the intentions that you set? Are they driven by shame and this inner feeling of not enoughness? Or do they come from a place of compassion? For many years, my resolution would look like changing myself in some way, dialing up the parts of me that society said were acceptable and dialing down the parts of me that were weird, eccentric, and misunderstood. This year, I'm focused on bringing all parts of me together and expressing them openly, loving them all. Reintegration is important for trauma healing and also being aware that in order to feel more enough, we need to go inward to heal the wounds that prevent us from seeing that we were always worthy, lovable, enough, all parts of us for who we truly are. Knowing what we can do in order to help heal ourselves, processing through the emotions that arise, and transforming them into something that supports our own healing, and identifying what we want to do now that we've confronted the reality of what we may not have been given when we were younger. I hope what you take from this is the awareness that the goals that we set for ourselves in order to work harder, to be better, to be more perfect, to do more, in an effort to feel more enough, are misguided. How may we choose goals that really harness our self-compassion and our ability to get what we truly need to heal from the trauma, to empower ourselves, to navigate how we want to go forward with this new awareness. Facing shame is not a comfortable feeling. That's why it causes many of us to retract. However, if we truly want to get to the point that we're feeling whole, that we allow ourselves to live within our integrity, then we need to be real about what is contributing to that not enoughness and recognize that though society leads us to believe that our achievements will bring us some sort of long-lasting sense of fulfillment, of value, of worthiness, fact check it in your own life. How is it working for you? And I'd love to hear from you in the comments if you have found that I'm wrong, that pursuing these achievements, these materialistic goods, being more perfect, is really calming that inner voice of never enoughness and that feeling of non-belonging. I invite you to tell me where I'm wrong. I will always be here with compassion, curiosity, non-judgment, and a beginner's mind. From what I know, shame, past trauma, not feeling this unconditional love, this worthiness for being who you truly are, fuels the never enoughness. And Dr. Brene Brown has found that chasing the desire to be perfect in order to quiet those voice of shame, guilt, and judgment from not being enough just perpetuates that shame and fuels a vicious cycle that I'll talk more about in a separate video. I hope you take this video as permission to jump off that merry-go-round of achievements, to stop working so hard in order to feel enough, to really claim parts of yourself that you've abandoned because you felt that they were unlovable, and to give those parts so much love today. Societal messages and values often lead us astray from what truly matters. Marketing loves to use emotional manipulation in order to sell us something, to point to where we are not enough, to fuel the shame so that we will purchase whatever they are selling in order to feel more enough. I fell for it for so many years. When it comes to achievements, the never enoughness got so deep within my soul that I nearly took my own life. So this conversation was fueled by the deep pain of knowing that never enoughness and how our societal messages are steering people in the wrong direction when it comes to true healing. And our healing, especially from shame, is not meant to be done alone. Please reach out to someone that you trust, who you feel safe to be fully yourself, or at least may be able to get there in time. And know that you have this community here. I am here to support you and meet you where you're at. I would love to hear from you, to get to know you, to see you, and to witness you as you reclaim your authentic self and free yourself from all of the societal messages and BS that have been leading us astray.